What's up, guys? Got a good one for you today. Hope everything's going good for you. I am just about to roll one up so we can have our little blunt time. I'm going to take my time with this one today. I don't think it's going to be too long, though. It might be. I don't know. We'll see. Um, what I'm going to be talking about today is people that you frustrate or annoy, okay? Now, I'm not talking about the people you frustrate. I'm not talking about, like, if you're trying to get up under somebody's skin, right? Okay, you're doing it. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about your normal, like, you frustrate somebody. I'm talking about, you ever just frustrate somebody and you don't know why they're frustrated? Like, if you're old enough and you have enough emotional intelligence, you know the things that frustrate the people that you are around, or your family members or whatever. But is there anybody that you have that you're frustrating and you're like, I'm not really doing anything to frustrate you like that. You're a little bit more frustrated than you should be. Anybody got that person in their life where it's like, no matter what you do, it's going to be some kind of big deal, to the point where they don't want to talk to you, or they kind of make a colossal thing out of really nothing, because it's like their way of kind of avoiding you. Yeah, anybody out there know what I'm talking about? If you shining on motherfuckers, okay? If you shining on motherfuckers out here, yeah, or if you ever have shined on somebody out here, right? They it's a lot of people and they call it hating. You see what I mean? But I'm gonna be explaining the hate and how it's hidden. Usually, unless you're a strong person, I'm a pretty strong person. So if I see somebody's hating on me, I tell them. I don't let them just sit there and keep on hating. You know what I'm talking about. You know somebody's hating on you, right? And then you just sit there and let them just keep on hating on you. Like, I give you a perfect example. Like, I used to have women over my house all the time. And then sometimes, like, I'll have like one of my frat brothers or something over, or whatever, a couple guys over. So it'd just be me, my girl, and then maybe like a couple guys, right? Because they didn't come with a chick, right? It'll be kind of like this side hating going on. I know there's somebody out there that knows what I'm talking about. It'll be like this side hating going on in front of your girl. And because it's like a group of people, they don't think that you actually gonna say nothing. You see what I mean? And that's why the people around me always gonna be real. Cause they know, look, hey, you try to do that shit around. I've had people do that around me, and all the guys and then you know what? I bet it happens to girls even more. It probably happens to girls even more. You got your girl, you got your boyfriend over, right? And then your girl's there, right? And now she's throwing shade, kind of dry shade on you, but you can't really say anything because it's kind of just real subtle. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. And then so, see, like, when that kind of stuff like that happens to me, I'd be like, yo, man, you need to stop fucking hating, nigga. Hey, don't get mad at me because I always got a bitch. I'll say some shit like that into your face. You see what I mean? You're not gonna play that game with me where it's like, oh man, I don't wanna say nothing. Nah, fuck that. You got enough nuts to get in my face with some bullshit, I'm gonna call you out on it. Don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's just like with me, I notice when, like, back to the whole, like, do you frustrate people, right? See, it's not you. And this isn't for everybody. Some people are frustrating. It's not you. It's their excuse to get away from you. They want to be around you, though. It's a weird type situation. It's their excuse to get out of a conversation when they get frustrated. But they want to come back, though. They be right back. You see what I mean? As long as you don't say some shit like, yo, man, I remember when I was playing in the US Open, man, and this shit happened to me. Oh, man. Oh, or as long as you don't say, man, I done fucked so many hoes. I don't even remember how many. I don't even know. I don't know how many I fucked. When you start talking like that, when you start talking about being a music producer and all this stuff and the education you got and all this stuff, and when you start doing that, that's when they gon' first of all, they're gonna cut the conversation. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing they'll do. They're gonna start trying to cut you off. They're not gonna let you tell. They're not gonna let you finish whatever you're saying. If you're telling a story about something you did in the past or something you're about to do in the future, or something you're doing right now, they don't want to hear that. You just gotta monitor that shit. Is this person always cutting you off when you start talking about something good about yourself? Hmm? Do they just all of a sudden just start cutting you off? You see what I mean? Because see, what'll happen is, see, in this society, what they do is they like to make people think that they crazy. That's the way people get out of sticky situations now. What's the popular thing on YouTube? In Black YouTube? He's a weirdo. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Everybody that disagrees with you is weird? That it's such a leap. It's a leap. You're just disagreeing with someone. That's all. You see what I mean? They might have a different point of view. To call somebody weird is going to such a different. It's putting that person into a box that they're not going to be able to get out of in your mind. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you got to be careful out here these days, with like the way people act, because people act differently now. And I know that every generation has said, hey, this generation is this generation is that, right? Nah, because I remember the generation, my parents' generation didn't act like our generation, but we were basically the same. We had the same kind of morals and things like that. Nowadays, people want to talk about all the stuff that they know, and they don't do any kind of studying. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I do. No, I'm not a nerd, but if I'm day trading or whatever, I've got something in the background. I'm learning something. You see what I mean? I'm getting better as a person. I'm understanding somebody else's point of view, and I'm not talking about these talk shows. I'm talking about going into spiritual text and really getting into philosophy and things like that. So I'm constantly growing all the time, and the people around me are constantly not growing, right? And what ends up happening is they get what? They get frustrated. Instead of saying, wow, I'm mad at this guy because he knows more than me and has a better way of thinking than I do because of all the learning he's doing. Instead of them saying, let me go ahead and start putting some shit in my head so that, okay, I'll never catch up with him because he's going to be learning. I'll never catch up with him. But at least let me get in the game. At least let me get on that team so that I don't feel frustrated in what? What's the big I word that they really feel when you start really talking about yourself? When you start showing people, not by telling them, just with your talk, it lets them know that you're on another level. Okay? I'm just going to just say that. And I'm not trying to be arrogant or anything like that. I'm just on another level. You see what I mean? I come down and I play this little kitty shit because you like this little kitty shit. You see what I mean? But at the same time, I'm growing whether you stay here or not. That has nothing to do with me. And that insecurity that you feel or the people feel around you, when you start shining and that light bulb won't go out, it's going to make you a certain type of person. And you know what it made me? the baddest man on YouTube.